Good evening, everyone. So, finally, we are here for our webinar, and today is a special day because today we'll be doing a lot of amazing stuff. We'll be talking about how one can dive into the different career path altogether. Typically, what is happening is if we are talking about the healthcare, we typically see that there are certain positions, certain careers opportunities are there, and over a period of time, over a decades of time, people used to do and follow that career path only. But it's been a journey of a 25 years of mine, which I understood that there is one career called healthcare marketing. And over the period of time, I had also learned a lot of things. And from last 4 5 years after the typically COVID time, I had seen a gradual shift into the marketing. And there are a lot of things is happening around the healthcare. There are a lot of competitions is happening around the healthcare. The similar way, healthcare marketing is also growing. And along with that, the one hidden career, one hidden entrepreneur journey called healthcare marketing consultancy is also growing like anything. Very few of us we know about the consultancy. When in India, particularly, if we talk about the consultancy, healthcare marketing consultancy, or a marketing consultancy or a management consultancy, we just remember few names. These are the particular names: EY, Deloitte. They are big firms. They are having a amazing work, and they are pioneer in this consultancy thing, and they are into this particular field from so many years now. But when it comes to a the lower or rural India or a semi-rural India or a mid-sized hospital or a healthcare businesses, we really need to see where are we right now. And today's topic is around that only. So let me quickly fetch my presentations with you. Sorry for the interruption. My technical team was saying something, so we were just working around it. So let me fetch the presentations and quickly we'll go through that. We'll talk about like how this entire field called consultancy is working around. Hope my screen is visible. You can definitely put a comment on a chat, and we'll be going ahead. So basically, today we'll be talking about the healthcare career beyond the jobs. Can healthcare marketing consulting be your next path? That what we'll be talking about, and we'll be diving to around this particular thing. But before that, I just wanted to put one disclaimer kind of a thing, because end of this particular webinar and the presentation, you might feel that yes, Akhil, you are talking sense, and I think, Akhil, I also need to think about this thing, because I also wanted to become my own boss. I also, wanted to become, the entrepreneur. I wanted to become a businessman, and I want typical freedom in my life. So basically, in this particular presentations, my ultimate goal is to, appraise about the HMS certified healthcare marketing consultancy, and I really wanted to build your own thriving independent business as a career. So in this entire the webinar, I'll be talking around healthcare marketing particularly, and why someone should really think about this particular thing, that how one can be a the healthcare marketing consultant, and how they can start this particular thing. So basically, there is a critical gap in Indian healthcare marketing. When I'm saying there is a critical gap in a Indian healthcare marketing, what is happening is, like, India particularly, our healthcare landscape, the hospitals, clinic, healthcare startup, the health tech, pharma tech, med techs, they are flooring like anything. They are coming up with a lot of energy and everything. But at the same time, when it comes to a marketing, particularly business development or a marketing of this particular hospital, clinic, or a healthcare businesses, we are very much rely on particular agencies, or maybe if you are a corporate hospital, you have your own team, and the digital marketers, the performance agencies, the social media agencies, the advertising agencies, those who are helping you to build up that entire advertising, the campaigns, promotions, and overall marketing. But unfortunately, what is happening is, those who are having that particular skills in a marketing, digital marketing, social media, performance marketing, they are mainly have the healthcare understanding. They do have a healthcare understanding, but they don't know the basics of a healthcare industry, and that's where the one of the biggest gap. And that's where the business owners, the entrepreneurs, the doctors, the leaders in the healthcare, those who are outsourcing the work to the XYZ agencies, they find struggling with them in terms of creating the communications, creating the entire campaign. At the same time, we have a lot of people who are having a depth knowledge in healthcare. They are amazing into the healthcare operations, healthcare management, overall. They understand the entire ecosystem, they understand the healthcare market as an industry, they understand everything. But unfortunately, they don't have a depth knowledge about the marketing. They know little bit marketing, but they don't have a depth knowledge, the strategy, the frameworks about the marketing. So there is one agencies who are already working with the hospital and healthcare marketers, healthcare businesses, and there is a healthcare professionals who are doing marketing themselves. So still there is a gap, and that's what the gap is a critical right now in healthcare. Because if you see overall, healthcare is booming like anything. And right now, those who are watching this particular video or a webinar, they'll be agree with me. There are five sets of people are there who are doing directly, indirectly marketing into it. First of all, I call it the trapped insights, the trapped insiders. So why I'm saying the trapped insiders? Basically, I'm pointing out, and I'm talking about the marketers, those who are already working into the healthcare industry, those who are already working into the hospitals, corporate hospital, multi-speciality hospital, with the capacity of a marketing head, VP marketing, or a branding head, business development head, public relations head, or corporate relations manager. So there are a lot of designations around it, but they are typically working into the hospital and the setups, the organizations, and they are having an amazing knowledge, and they are the backbone of this particular industry, particular business where they are working, and they are giving their I must say 200%, 300% to grow that particular healthcare business in terms of a brand visibility, in terms of a patient footfall, in terms of a revenue increment, and they are doing a lot of things. But because I'm living in this particular ecosystem where on a daily basis I interact with a lot of marketers, those who are working into the various corporate hospital, I keep on hearing one basic thing. Yeah, kill, it's okay. Right now we are having a position. Right now we have a designations and everything. But how long will be working like this? Why not we can become like you, like like entrepreneur? Why I can't be a consultant? Why can't I consult the various doctors or various hospitals, the clinic? Then I say, why don't you start then? Because you have a experience, you have a learning and everything. But they say no. It's required a lot of investment. It's required a lot of courage, because because any business, any entrepreneurship is having a uncertainty. So there was a typical story of a, I call it the trapped insiders, those who are working in particular era as an employee, as a salarized employee. Second, there are a lot of clinical doctors nowadays. I'm seeing those become influencers, digital influencers, those who are providing part-time consultancy in terms of a quality management, operations management. They are giving part-time this thing, but very few people are into the marketing consultancy. They are like typical the dentist, physiotherapist, BHMS doctors, even the MBBS doctors, because they don't want to pursue their career into the clinical excellence, or maybe they wanted to run their clinical setups, but at the same time they wanted to explore the management side of it, business side of it, marketing side of it. So these are the second set of a people, those who are also be ideal people who can start their own healthcare marketing consultancy. The third is the digital marketers. They are like everybody, like in whatever the city right now you are staying, you must be aware that there are a lot of digital marketing agencies, social media agencies, performance marketing agencies, even the freelancers. You go to LinkedIn and ask for the freelancers for your paid activity or a social media, and you'll find a lot of people are there. They are having a amazing skill set in terms of their technicality. They are very much up to date about the latest happening in digital front, but unfortunately they are lacking the healthcare knowledge, healthcare understanding. The third, fourth kind of people, they are very ambitious. They wanted to do a lot of things, and they wanted to start their startup. They are like typically entrepreneur by bone kind of. They wanted to do something, but they are afraid about the risk. They are afraid about the uncertainty. They are afraid about the investment, because they wanted to build their career in such a way which is predictable business outcomes. Like they can see that, okay, if I'll build something, then I can be a karodpati, lakpati in this particular time, because the acceptance in the market is this. So they are looking for the investors. They are looking for people who can handhold them. Fifth kind of a people, again, I am blessed that I am very much connected with this set of the people, the professionals. They are like typical MBAs, those who are doing the MBA, those who are doing the MHA, those who are doing MBA with a hospital healthcare management, MBA with a pharmaceutical management, MBA with healthcare analytics. There are a lot of masters programs right now they are doing. And typically when it comes to a placement, majority people, if I am meeting the 100 students, the aspirants, out of 100, almost like 70 to 80% the student they'll say that I wanted to go into the hospital operations, I wanted to go into the hospital quality, I wanted to go into the bigger firm, bigger consultancy firm, where I wanted to start my career as a data analytics, healthcare analytics. I wanted to, develop my career in metro cities like Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Delhi, Noida, because I wanted to work in a, the, established company, a good play, because they wanted to start with that, minimum 12 LPA kind of a package. But unfortunately, this is like second side of our industry. The jobs are shrinking. You just go and Google it, like healthcare jobs, particularly operations quality jobs. See the consultancy job, the bigger consultancy firms, how many layoffs they are doing. So basically, the market dynamics are getting changed, and this particular people, this the professors, the aspirants, the future healthcare leaders, they get you know they just get confused that, okay, where I need to start. Because if they'll go to the hospital setup, if they go to the corporate hospital, the starting salary would be say 20,000, 25,000, or 30,000. They are aiming for 12 LPA, and there is a gap. But at the same time, because this particular generation wants to become a boss of their own, they are looking for something which they can start immediately. So remember, here we are talking about the career opportunity, a different set of career path altogether. And to give you the context of it, healthcare industry is growing like anything. Just look at it, like last 3 4 years the numbers grown are like crazy, man. It's like projected projections of this particular industry is like almost 320 billion. So it's a huge. And in India, every world, across world, people are saying India is a growing market in a healthcare. And the private sector particularly, they are also growing. Equally, the government sector is growing. Government healthcare system is growing. They are upgrading themselves. So there are huge opportunity in a healthcare. But at the same time, nearly around 70,000 plus hospitals are there, thousands of clinics are there, and everybody is targeting one set of patients. They all are targeting to the patients. 63% hospitals are privately owned. 4,200 plus healthcare startups has been registered in few years, and they are looking for there is an amazing growth is happening around this healthcare startups also, health tech startups also. And at the same time, you must be agree and you must be convinced with me that in last few years the patient perception towards the selection of or choosing a healthcare providers has been changed, has been shifted. Originally started with the word of mouth, and now people are you know doing the second research also. They go into the Google, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, and all those stuff. They ask about the reviews, they check the credibility, they check the trust score, they check the second opinions. They go into the online and they deep dive around it, and then they decide whether I need to go to this particular place or not. So just imagine thousands of hospitals, thousands of businesses, and everybody wants to win their particular piece of, patients. So directly, indirectly, there is huge competition is going around. Just for an example, just go to the Instagram and search for some hospitals or some specialty. You'll see lot of hospitals, lot of doctors are doing lot of digitalizations of their promotions. So who are they? कौन कर रहा है? Who are these people who are doing this entire marketing? So there are very few people who are seriously doing this marketing, and that too ethical marketings. Look at this particular numbers. The average, on an average, the corporate hospitals spending on their marketing on a monthly basis is around 2 to 5 lakhs a month. They spend around 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs a month for their digital marketing. At the same time, when it comes to individual clinics, so it starts with 25,000 to 1.5 lakhs rupees a month. They are spending this particular money, and this particular money goes where? It's going to the digital marketers, the social media, the performance marketers, the agency, advertising agency, the freelancers. These are the people who are earning this particular amount, and they are fabulously good. But unfortunately, they don't have a depth knowledge about the healthcare. When I'm saying they don't have a depth knowledge about the healthcare, very percentage of a people, say 2 to 3% of a people, those who are worked in a healthcare and started their digital marketing agency or a performance agency, they are the amazing because they have a dual advantage. They know the healthcare industry, they know the digital, they know the technicality, they know the marketing, and that's how they are doing it. So they are the winners. But majority time, healthcare business owners, the clinic owners, the hospital owners, they are typically facing a huge problem in terms of patient conversion, in terms of they're not getting the results. They are like there are a lot of, because I'm into the consulting. I'm consult to the various doctors and user clinics, the startups, the corporate as well as the chain of hospitals, and I keep on seeing the same thing that Akhil, we had spent 2 lakhs rupees in a meta advertisement. We had spent 5 lakhs rupees into the offline marketing, holding radio, TVC, influencers, the Instagram, and all those stuff. But my overall growth is like stagnant. It's going up by 2 to 3%, not like the overall ROIs. I'm not getting it, and that's where the problem is, because they are spending to the agencies, but without the strategy. They are doing the activities, they are doing a lot of activities, marketing activities, but without the directions. The problem is not at all a budget. The problem is missing strategy. So who will be doing this particular strategy? कौन करेगा ये strategy? Who will be creating that entire, the marketing framework for them? And how they can earn the money also by giving them a, the frameworks and the strategy. And everybody, because right now I'm sure those who are watching my particular this video, they are belongs to healthcare industry or they are connected with the healthcare industry, and you must be agree with that. Healthcare marketing required a different ball game altogether. It's not at all a like a regular marketing. It's not a commodity marketing. Here we are talking about the trust, we are talking about the family, we are talking about the empathy, we are talking about the, the visibility through the ethical communications. Here we are not selling the fears. We are not selling the, the entertainment. We are into the serious business. We are into the healthcare, and we have certain regulations. We have certain guidelines to follow, like NMC guidelines, National Medical Council's guideline, DPDP Act. So there are a lot of regulations which we need to follow while doing the marketing or while doing the any kind of a communications in healthcare. So, so the problem is not about the creativity, because the currently the majority people are doing, they're fantastically done by the, creativity side. They are doing amazing creative work, but the problem is with the context. Context is missing, because obviously those who are doing having a little bit knowledge about this. So basically, India has a doctors, India has a marketers, but this particular right professionals, the right marketers, the right healthcare marketing consultants are missing. And when we are talking about the consultancy business, look at this particular number at your screen. See this number. Amazing. This particular industry is growing like anything. And 13.88% CAGR healthcare consulting, one of the fastest growing consulting segment. So healthcare requires professors. Healthcare requires strategists. Healthcare requires thinkers. Healthcare requires a person who has a dual advantage, the healthcare knowledge and the marketing knowledge. They require the strategists. They require the, implementers. And here is the gap. And here is the what I am I'm showing you the career path. And that's what the healthcare marketing consultant is all about. And typical consultant, because this, you had heard about the consultant, you had heard about the healthcare consultant, you had heard about the business consultant, management consultant, but very rarely you had heard about this marketing consultant, healthcare marketing consultant. So what they do is they do the typically like the doctors does. Whenever you get any kind of illness, doctor does what? They listen to you, they examine you, and they diagnose what is the problem. The similar way, consultant also start with the diagnosis, not like typically okay, let's do a kind of promotions, let's do a build a campaign to launch this particular department or a machine or everything. They basically understand with the basics. They understand the patient journey. They understand their the entire ethical marketing guidance. They value the the patient communication strategy, that how ethically they can promote their healthcare businesses. And that is what the healthcare consultant look like. And when it comes to a healthcare consultant business, it's like typical. From last 2 years, I'm building up this HMS consultancy, and more than 27 clients I had served till now, range with healthcare startups to corporate hospitals to the launch a new startup kind of a new healthcare provider, setting up the things. And what I learn is this is the typical you know if you are a beginner, if you are starting your healthcare consultancy journey or a path as a career, typically initial stage means 3 to 6 months, you will be able to earn 50,000 rupees a month, because you will be getting a one or two clients a month, and you can charge 25,000 rupees per month to them. to just to provide the consultancy in terms of strategy, frameworks, audits, uh, social media strategy, content strategy, patient engagement strategy. So this kind of a strategy you can offer to them, and they'll happily pay you 25,000 rupees a month. So say for example, say because you are starting this consultancy firm, if you have only two clients a month, then you can earn 50,000 rupees. Now, the amazing side of this, why I'm saying this is kind of, be your own boss. Because typically, after 2 years of my working in a HMS consultant, what I learn is typically to, deliver a strategy or a framework to this client, you need 40 to 50 working hours for a one particular client for a month. मीन्स महीने में आपको 40 से 50 घंटे देने हैं एक क्लाइंट्स के लिए. Ideally, typically if you are working into the any healthcare or any organizations, monthly you work for 200 to 225 hours month. 26 days working days अगर हम लोग कैलकुलेट करते हैं, so in that case monthly roughly around 200 to 225 hours you are working into this particular organizations, and against that you get the salary as well as stress as well as no recognition. This is like, perks you are getting here as a consultant. You are just investing your 40 to 50 hours a month, and you are a boss of your own. You don't need to report to anyone. Whatever the money comes to you, as per your freedom, go to the, Himalaya, go to the Goa and work. Nobody is, there to say that, where are you working, what is your official time, because you are a boss of your own. Gradually after 3 months you can get, because you will be, little bit experience into it, you can get 2 to 4 clients, and once you'll get the 4 clients, obviously you will be earning 1 lakh rupees a month. You just calculate 40 to 50 per client, 50 into 4 clients, so how many hours you required for that. And by the time in consultancy, what is happening is, as you grow, the working hours gets, shrink, like they reduces by anything, because now you are pro. Now you know that, what are the things you need to see, what are the how the way you need to audit, the way you need to develop the strategy. And once you become a pro, then easily 3 lakhs rupees a month you can earn. You can amazingly build the your own consultancy firm without appointing any employee. You can be your own boss. Be you can set up your office anywhere in this world, and you can be your own boss, and you can start earning 3 lakhs rupees a month. Just imagine, whatever the career path I am showing you, from 1 month to say 6 months to 9 months, you are there as a 3 lakhs rupees a month. It's very easily available, easily achievable kind of a thing. And the best and most important part is, this particular career called healthcare marketing consultancy, nobody had yet explored. And that's the reason at HMS Consultant we always say we are the India's first of its kind healthcare marketing consultancy firm, because this kind of a model, the kind of a framework we had created, is nobody in India is doing it. And that's what I am here to give it to you, that obviously you can be your own boss. And obviously I'm not here to sell this kind of a courses or a webinar or any kind of, that kind of a thing. We are not at all into it. What we required is, we required a more and more healthcare marketing consultant in this particular industry, because seriously speaking, end of the day, healthcare is spending a huge amount in marketing, and almost 70 to 80% of that amount is goes into the waste. That's a nonsense thing is happening. The communications is happening unethically. A lot of agencies, a lot of people are doing unethical, communications in healthcare. And end of the day, remember, our target audience is the general public. So whatever the things we are creating on this digital, dustbin, all rubbish thing is going into the general public's awareness, and people are getting misguided through the, unethical practices. So our concern is very clear, that we want lot of healthcare marketing consultant across India, and we want that one fine day everybody practice the one thing, which is ethical healthcare marketing practices. At the same time, they can build their own businesses, entrepreneur journey. That's the agenda in the mind right now. And that's the reason we had introduced this particular program called HMS Certified Healthcare Marketing Consultant Program. In this particular, it's a 3 months program. It's a curated program where our consultant, we are going to give you everything about the consultancy. We'll be give you everything about the frameworks, what are the AI tools we need to use, how to map those particular things, how to create the patient journey, how to create this patient communications. The most important part, excuse me, the most important part, being a consultant, you also require a personal branding. You require to be an authority in this particular space. So how to become an authority in this particular space? How you can build your own personal branding around, and you become a healthcare marketing consultant, the renowned expert healthcare marketing consultant. So that also will be teaching you. Uh, Apart from that, for initial clients, we will bring you the initial clients and will handle you to do a consultancy part. So basically, you will be doing the consultancy part, but we will be guiding you curtain behind. So that's what the entire thing will be doing under this particular program. And who can, you know, who can apply or who can be a ideal candidate to become a healthcare marketing professionals or a healthcare marketing consultant? So in the initial stage, I told you the typical five kind of a people: the trapped insider, the ambitious professionals, the clinical doctors, the digital marketers, and the graduates, the MBA and MHA aspirants, the future leaders. They are the ideal fit for this particular program. And this is not at all for those people who think that, okay, I wanted to do a 9 to 5 job. I wanted to, earn the money like anything. Like, I don't want to learn anything, but at the same time, whatever I learned during my career, I wanted to earn the money in terms of 12 LPA or a 16 LPA, 20 LPA. And I wanted to be a boss at a particular office. I wanted to have a AC cabin, and I wanted to order everything to my employee. And that's what, so everything is like, without doing anything, he wants everything. So they are not for them. Those who just think that, okay, let me do one thing, let me enroll for this particular program. End of the day, I'll get that kind of a certificate that, okay, I know the frameworks, I know the marketing, I know this thing. So sorry, this is not for you. uh, those who are treating healthcare marketing is another kind of opportunity in the market, and let me go ahead and let me explore this thing. No, this is also not for you. We really want a very passionate, very serious people who are seeing themselves as a boss of their own. We want a people that, those who are thinking that, okay, by whatever the ways they are contributing to the healthcare or earning the money, at the end of the day, they are contributing to the healthcare, ethical healthcare marketing communications they are doing. And that's what the people we are looking for, because end of the day, consultancy is not at all a shortcut. It's a bloody serious professional identity. uh, ऐसे ही कोई कंसल्टेंट नहीं बन जाता है, ऐसे ही कोई कंसल्टेंसी फर्म में बड़ी पोजीशन पे नहीं चले जाते. इट्स रिक्वायर्ड अ लॉट ऑफ यू नो dedication and a passion. So here is the problem. There is the businesses, those who are doing the marketing without the strategy. There is the market. It's a huge market. It's a competitive market. Everybody wants to earn their piece of pie. Everybody wants to become, visible. Everybody wants a patient footfall. Everybody wants to, increase their bottom line, profitability. And you are there. You are there as a professional who can think about it, who can you can decide your own career path in your way. So if you think that the entire whatever the 30 minutes I was talking about, this is really resonate something with you, and you think that, okay, healthcare marketing consultancy, wow, this is something, sounds crazy, sounds good, and I think I should do it. then what you can do is, whatever the way you are seeing right now this particular video, I'll be putting that typical Google form link into the comment. Go to that form, fill up that particular application form, because during that application form itself you'll be come across with a lot of thing, because there are a lot of questions you need to answer. We will review it, we will shortlist with you, we will do the one-on-one gmeet with you, and then we'll start the entire program with you. Because in future what we are aiming is, HMS consultants, the vision plan is that we wanted to establish at least 100 centers across the India of HMS consultant, and this could be a first steps towards this particular setting up the entire ecosystem. At the same time, we want the professionals like you, the healthcare professionals like you, the marketers like you, become their own boss. You become boss of your own. And that's what I always say. Knowing is knowing, doing is doing. Knowledge without implementing the same is having no knowledge at all. At the same time, time is a money. If you'll not respect your time, if you'll just go by the flow, you don't adventure into it, you'll not think about beyond certain things, you'll not think about out of the box, then you'll be like, after the 5 years, 10 years, you'll think that, okay, amazing, I earn the money and everything, I don't earn the recognitions, I was just an employee, I had not done anything great around my industry. I'm talking about the few percentage of our people. Again, I wanted to emphasize on this. Healthcare is growing, competition is really growing, and there is a huge gap exists, and this is the opportunity. And if you think that, okay, I also wanted to become a boss of my own, I wanted to become a healthcare marketing consultant, then be ready and let's build together. Okay, thanks a lot and see you soon. And if you have any query, anything, definitely you can DM me, you can message me, you can email me. There is my email ID also, and reach out to me and we'll love to interact with you. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Bye bye.